What's good, Bears fans? What's good? Welcome back to another episode of Bears Media Company. I am your host, Brent C., and we are talking about our Chicago Bears going to Detroit Motor City to play against those little pesky Lions. Now, check this out. The Lions are one of the top teams in the NFL so far with a 7-3 record. So, hey, we have a division battle on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that, let's go ahead and get started with today's program. And let me tell you something. It's going to be a short one because I know everyone is ready for the weekend. So, stay locked in with me and let's go. Now, Chicago Bears at 3-7, not looking too well, but coming off a win in Carolina. So, things looking all right as they are with the Chicago Bears. Always, it seems like. Our quarterback situation improves a little bit this week as Justin Fields comes back off an injury. As you know, the thumb on his throwing hand has been injured for the last 4 weeks. So, hey, hopefully Justin can come back with good grip on the ball and be able to push it downfield against the Detroit Lions defense. Now, I know you're rocking with me for all this, and I just want to say thank you for watching us as we bring you some great content. Now, the Detroit Lions, hey, they are a solid team. Their coaching staff is good, their offense is good, and their defense is pretty good. So we're going to have our hands full. So let's start with the Detroit Lions offense. Now, as many as you know, Jared Goff has been fairly good this season. I do believe he is averaging close to 240 yards per game passing. And hey, they've beaten some very good teams through the air as well as on the ground. And of course, when you talk about the run game of Detroit, you're talking about our former running back, David Montgomery. And David Montgomery has been banged up a little bit this season, but he is still a premier running back in the NFL. And he does exactly what he did for Chicago. He gets you the yards when you need them, one way or the other. Hey, he still can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's running the ball hard. And in Detroit, he has a solid run teammate in Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs, a little bit smaller than David Montgomery, but he's also a lot faster than David Montgomery. So, on the Bears defense, our front four, they have to be ready for both running backs, whether they're running in the middle with David Montgomery or trying to get to the edge with Jahmyr Gibbs. Hey, our defense is going to be tested. Now, our defensive line, with the addition of Montez Sweat, should be looking a little bit better against the pass. Now, the thing is that Detroit offensive line is pretty solid, especially when you're talking about the left tackle. Now, their left tackle, Penei Sewell, is the older brother of our rookie linebacker, Noah Sewell. You know, hey, it's a family affair up there this weekend. The Detroit Lions offensive line, headlined by their left tackle, Sewell. Now, he is a first-round talent, and he was a first-round pick for the Detroit Lions. So, hey, whoever is the defensive end for the Bears going up against him, they're going to have their hands full, and hopefully they can get the better of him on at least a few plays coming up. Now, the big thing is the Chicago Bears offense. With Justin Fields returning, most teams, as we found out, will play closer, have their linebackers playing closer to the line to stop Justin Fields from getting runs. Now, some of you may know last year, hey, Justin Fields and Darnell Mooney, they looked very good against the Detroit Lions. Well, will it continue this year? We're going to find out. But this year, we're coming into Detroit with a much better number one receiver in DJ Moore. So for me, guys, it seems that this is a perfect game against two seemingly evenly matched teams that hopefully we can come out with the dub, right? So now it's going to just come down to coaching. And with that, Dan Campbell, he definitely has coached very well this year, as shown by their record. The 7-3, the Detroit Lions are definitely rising to the top. And like I say, they are the number one team in the division. So a division game, every player should get up for this game. The Detroit Lions are 7-2, not 7-3. And let's hope that we make them 7-3 after the Bears get a big win up there, right? So, as I said, this game, in my opinion, is really going to come down to coaching. Now, as you know, our Bears in the run were solid on both sides of the ball. Defense, hey, we're only allowing 76 rush yards a game. But on the other side, the Detroit Lions, they are allowing 79 yards per game. Now, that's pretty close. So that says both teams are dialed in to stop the opposing team's run, and it's going to be a big test. But this week, if he's cleared, I do believe Khalil Herbert will be back against the Lions. So a running back tandem of Dante Foreman, as well as Khalil Herbert and Roschon Johnson, should have our Bears ready to roll against that Detroit defense. Now, as I said, the offense for both teams, a little bit different. Both teams can run the ball very well, but the Detroit Lions can pass the ball extremely well. Mr. Jared Goff, he's over there. That offense is averaging almost 400 yards of offense per game, whereas our Bears are only putting up 323 yards per game. So not much big of a difference, but in the NFL, 70 yards is the difference between a game-winning field goal or just outright beating a team. So that also brings us to penalties. Now, as you know, the Chicago Bears offensive line is very penalty prone, and the Chicago Bears average 6 penalties in almost 70 yards every game. Now, if you heard what I said about the Detroit offense putting up more than 70 yards per game, and you look at our offense, especially our offensive line, giving up 70 yards in penalties, that's big. That is huge. Now I know it's not all on the offense. Of course, the defense gets their penalties, but for the last few weeks, defense has not been, the penalty machine that we've seen on offense. Looking at you, our left tackle, Braxton Jones, left guard, Cody Whitehair, who will not be playing in the game. Now also, Lucas Patrick, our center, hey, you got to be able to get the ball to the quarterback. And as we've seen in a couple plays through Tyson Bagent's 4 games, he has screwed up a little bit on getting the ball to the quarterback. So it's going to take a full team effort to get a win in Detroit. And for me, with Tevin Jenkins moving back to left guard and Nate Davis about ready to come back and start at right guard, this will be our supposed starting lineup from the beginning of this season. So a healthy offensive line, a healthy offense all the way around, we should be able to go into Detroit and battle very well. Now, whether or not we do it remains to be seen, but Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern, we will definitely be watching this game. Now, on the other sides, the defenses. Now, the Detroit, pretty stout up front. Linebackers are pretty decent, but their Achilles is their back. back end. Now, their DBs, their corners, and their safeties, hey, those guys can be picked on all the way around. And that's where Justin Fields and DJ Moore and Mr. Cole Kmet should be taking advantage of those DBs. Now, we all know that the Bears should be, if Luke gets it right, a running football team going into Detroit. But, as I've said before, if we can get our play action going, we have an opportunity to take advantage of the DBs in Detroit, because we know Justin Fields can get the ball deep all the way down the field, either side of the field as well. So with DJ Moore, hey, I like our chances of getting scores against Detroit. Now, our defensive DBs, we're pretty solid back there, you know. Our safeties, our corners are very, very solid. So I look forward to them stepping up and hopefully picking Jared Goff on at least 2 passes in this upcoming game. Now, Bears fans, as I've said before, this game is going to come down to coaching. And with Matt Eberflus as our head coach and calling the defensive plays, I feel fairly confident. I got to say, I do believe that in this game, he will blitz more because Jared Goff is pretty much not a threat to run the ball. So if we can get pressure, especially up the middle, our defensive ends and Montez Sweat and Unique Ngakoue, hey, they should step up and be able to get at least 3 sacks in this game. And I believe if we can get 3 sacks as well as 2 picks in this game, hey, that should set us up for victory, right? Now, on offense, what do we have to do? Run the football as usual. But I think this is a game where Cole Kmet, he has to be a focal point. I think that if we can get him some plays and get it behind the linebackers, I do believe we can wear out their defensive backfield. So DJ Moore in that second half, hey, he can start cooking. And once he gets going, as we saw in the Washington game, hey, we could be looking at another 200-yard receiving day for DJ Moore. Now, who will be our starting running back? I'm not sure. It hasn't been announced yet. And even though Dante Foreman has been on the injury report this week with an ankle injury, I do believe he should still be able to go. And hopefully, he should start the game. Now, Khalil Herbert, coming back off an injury, should be eased back into the game, which means our rookie running back, Roschon Johnson, hey, he should get some quality reps this week. Now, with that 1-2 punch, as well as in that third quarter, maybe getting Khalil some good runs, hey, we should wear that defense out. So by that fourth quarter, our offense should be able to do whatever the heck it wants on that Detroit Lions defense. What's going to be the change? Luke Getsy. What will Luke Getsy do to change the outcome of this game? Now, we've known Luke Getsy to, in one game, be completely solid, stick to the run, give us some play action, and keep the passes short. Now, with Justin Fields in there, will he continue, or will he take some chances to get the ball down the field? Well, I don't know about you Bears fans, but I don't know if I can trust it. So we're going to have to see. Hopefully, Luke Getsy knows that we have, with a healthy line now, an opportunity to not only run the ball, but get the ball down the field to our playmakers, meaning Darnell Mooney, he should have another solid game against Detroit, and DJ Moore, he should ball out in this game. And hopefully, Cole Kmet, he gives us his first 100-yard receiving game of the season, and I will be so happy for that. And hopefully, and this one I'm really hoping for, maybe we can get one of our running backs a 100-yard rushing game so far this year, because we don't have one, Bears fans. So we shall see. Now, with that being said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a like, because we want to be the best ever to do it. here on these YouTube lands. So stick with us, Bears fans, because we are rocking halfway through the season. 7 games left. What can Justin do in that time? Who knows? But hopefully, as you and I know, we can rise to the top when we're fully healthy. So with that being said, I'm out of here, and I will see you next time. And as always, before we go, peace, Bears fans. See you in the next one.